Shh. Mr. Johnson, you're charged with two cases. You're charged with assault of a family member. You're also charged with terroristic threat of a family or household member. On both of those cases, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. I see that your bonds are pretty high. They're both at $50,000 now. I don't know why, but let's find out.
On November 17th, 2024, Texas, the complainant witness made a report that the defendant had assaulted her that day. The complainant witness stated that she and the defendant had been dating for 3 months and broke up. That day, the defendant went through the complainant witness's phone and found some messages between the defendant's cousin and the complainant witness, causing the defendant to become angry. The defendant then accused the complainant witness of sleeping with the defendant's cousin and cornered the complainant witness before pushing her against the wall and throwing her to the floor. The defendant then punched the complainant witness in the head 5 times and kicked her in the stomach, causing pain. So that's the assault in November, and then the terroristic threat in January, on January 7th, 2025 in Harris County, Texas. Officers were dispatched.
Pause here. Notice the escalation. This isn't just a verbal argument anymore. This is physical violence with multiple strikes to the head and abdomen. In domestic violence law, repeated blows can push a case from a simple misdemeanor into aggravated territory, especially if there's visible injury. The judge is already forming an impression, and impressions matter.
A disturbance call. Officers arrived and made contact with the complainant witness, who stated that the defendant is her ex-boyfriend, and he came over to her home and stated, quote, "You are playing with my life. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to show you," end quote. Complainant witness stated that the defendant then stated, "Your baby daddy will be dead, and you. I'm going to smoke you both." The complainant witness stated that she feared that the defendant would carry through with this threat. Officers called the defendant. He had who acknowledged that he had several warrants relating to the complainant witness.
Is the ag assault same complaining witness? Really?
Yes.
That's a new case? Or
3 separate dates, same complainant witness.
Thank you.
And on the
ag assault, what happened there?
ag assault,
That's the key moment alleged stabbing. Once a weapon enters the situation, everything changes legally. We're talking higher charges, potentially mandatory jail time, and tighter bond conditions. Also notice how the judge reacts. Just one word. He stabbed her. Even though the officer clarifies, allegedly the emotional tone is already set in the courtroom.
All right. The complainant witness is the ex-girlfriend of the defendant. She arrived home on July 22nd, 2024. And found the door to her apartment had been kicked in, and the defendant was there waiting for her. The defendant began arguing with the complainant witness about the way she was dressed. The complainant witness told him to leave, and the defendant then stabbed the complainant in the leg with a pocket knife, leaving an approximately 1-inch hole in her leg.
He stabbed her?
No.
Allegedly.
Yeah, thank you.
Stop.
The complainant witness recovered the knife used to stab her, and then pursued the defendant in her vehicle. She also acknowledged attempting to run the defendant over.
All right, Mr. Johnson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your cases. I'm issuing a order. Well, let me see if the order for protection has already been issued. I'm issuing what's called a magistrate order for emergency protection that identifies the complaining witness in this case as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within. I'm going to do 1,000 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If you violate this, it's very possible they file a violation of protective order. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. You violate conditions on a BPO, we can have a hearing to hold you at 0 bond, and I'm going to do it in a heartbeat to protect every person in my community. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Can you file no contact and no weapons?
Yes.
I don't know if you're going to get out, but if you do get out, I'm ordering you to remain under house arrest, and I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know where exactly you are at all times. Do you understand? You're not to use alcohol, any kind of illegal substances.
Here's the conflict. His defense hinges on credibility and digital evidence screenshots, messages, past interactions. But courts don't decide bond based on who seems truthful in the moment. The judge is focused on behavior patterns, multiple cases, same complainant, and repeated contact. Viewers, what do you think so far? Is this a case of a toxic relationship going both ways? Or one person clearly in danger?
Okay. Did you want to add anything?
Yes, Judge. My client was, I'm good for my client, Judge. If you want, we lower the bond. We opposed to lower the bond. My client works. He's opposed to his 13-year-old daughter, and those are factual issues. Okay, I'm gonna let him have the floor. Yes, Judge.
No, because you know what? I just don't want you to say something. The only thing I know is that you have an open felony evading. You're on probation for felon in possession of a weapon. You pick up an assault family member in November, an aggravated assault worth an alleged stabbing, and now a terroristic threat. So you were literally out all this, and now you pick up.
It's from the same girl. She lying. I got screenshots and everything showing she lying. Why the same girl have me coming to your house if I'm stabbing? Look,
sense. Evidence.
I mean, I'm a fugitive in your house then. So why you ain't call the police if I'm a fugitive laying in your house? This case been over. I've been in your house and they picked me up from your house the other day. It's the same girl. She be lying. I got screenshots. She threatening, trying to blackmail me and everything. I'm not gonna stab no girl. I'm 31 years old. Never had these cases.
Evidence will point to whose side is correct.
I got everything. That's why I just want her to know, because you on me like I'm really doing it. Like I'm not gonna do this to no girl.
It's over and it's over and it's over.
That's what I'm
you
trying
got
to show you.
5 open cases, man.
So I'm talking about the thing. I'm just showing you. This dude may come and say, if I stab you, and I've been having
I don't
open
care.
I didn't call the police to come pick me up while I'm in your house.
Mr. Johnson,
All right.
I'm not
Yes, sir.
dealing with that here.
Okay, I understand.
The only thing I'm telling you is that you want me to reduce the bond.
I apologize. I'm just saying it's just eating me up for you to really believe I'm a stabber. I'm 31 years old, never had these cases till I deal with this girl.
Those are factual issues.
I'm telling you right.
Just understand that if you do get out,
I don't want to.
you got these bond conditions.
Some she come to my mama's house, she go to jail.
I advise my client that's something that he would have to handle outside of this court.
Cause she'll come to my mama's house. She is crazy.
The only thing I would say is that when you're out in your house, when you're out where you are,
Yes, sir.
and she comes to you, don't even answer the door. Don't even go to the door and call the cops. That's all you got to do.
I got screen. I'm gonna get everything
Those
cleaned
are
up for y'all.
factual issues that
But
we can handle.
just, you know,
Yes, ma'am.
Just for bond.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson, in life, there are certain people who are a cancer to you. And if you don't cut them out of your life,
For sure, that's what I'm doing
What I
right
mean-
now. That's why I'm gonna get this out the way. I'm gonna get the screenshots, everything shown, everything, and get this out the way, bro.
we're good.
Yes, sir.
I need him to sign the condition. I don't know if I'm going to reduce the bond. You know, let's do this. He's being held at no bond right now on all the felonies as it is. If that changes, come back and we can talk. Okay, but right now he's being held at no bond on all these felony cases as it is. So if and when that does change, come back.
50, 20. They gave me $250,000 bond and a 20 on the felonies.
I see on the ag assault, on the evading, it's at no bond. Right? On Mr. Johnson?
I'm just gonna get my mom, get the phone, get the neighbors, ring cameras, and put the neighbors.
So
What's going on?
Listen, those are factual issues that we cannot fight.
Oh, yeah, it's over with. That's why I'm ready to go so I can get all my stuff done for the big court.
So I guess let's do this. Let's set it off a week to see what happens in felony court, and then you guys can come back and we go from there. All right?
So I'm gonna get
I need him to sign conditions though, so he needs to sign
and that's
with.
for y'all court too, man, but this ain't true. All right, let's do it.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready to do the plea on Alex, right?
You have 2 in jail? Did you let them know? Okay. Just let them know. They'll bring him out and we'll do it. Yeah.
Just while we're waiting for that, I
Yeah.
just want to approach real quick on Mr. Nagan fine. She's on the docket today, Judge.
Okay.
We are 99% finished with the PTI. The only thing is she has the portable machine, but she didn't send in proof. She's trying to call the company to get proof over.
Okay.
And that's it. So I know you have to leave early, but if for some reason she can't do that, can we just get like a really short reset? So that's the only thing that's left that she needs to do.
You got
And
it.
it's actually done. I just need to get proof.
Yes.
That's it. Thank you.
Approach quickly, Jan.
Hey.
Good morning. How are you? Happy New Year.
You too. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Um,
Look, I understand.
Drama.
I understand.
Tell me.
Early in the year. Jacob L. is on your docket this morning.
Is it with an E or?
It's with an L, with the letter L. His last name is like Lana Gonzalez or something like that. So, you know, I don't want to mispronounce it. I know his first name is Jacob, last name. Sorry.
I see it. Okay.
So, state offering him a pre-trial diversion. He's done the anger management class. He just has not completed the effective decision-making class. I resent him the link this morning and told
Okay.
him I needed it done ASAP.
He's got until next Wednesday.
That's fine, Jan.
If he doesn't have it, I'm going to carry him day for day until he gets it done.
Yes, Jan.
Okay.
Thank you, Jan.
Have fun.
Have a great day.
May I pressure on?
Yes.
Kind of walkthrough, you have the PSR
I
footing.
see it. Capatillo?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Do you mind bringing him up? Or hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, you ready?
Second, Judge?
Yeah.
Judge, on Tristan Smith, have a
Still in?
report for you.
Okay, tell me.
The last question was about his being in custody. You mentioned that you were willing to let him out, and I assume no personal bonds, if we could show that he would be staying with an adult. I talked to a Miss Palmer, who is the woman that he was referring to. Ms. Palmer is okay with him living with her, but she has some issues with the bond conditions. She does not want an individual living in her house with an ankle monitor. And she said she wanted to express that she is not his mother. Although he could stay there, she wanted to make sure that, I think she didn't want to take on any responsibilities that,
Sure.
you know. So I told her I understood that this was merely about living arrangements, and we understand it's temporary and all of that. But she said she was fine, but she just cannot do the ankle monitor. So I wanted to bring that to your
I don't
attention.
understand what that means.
She doesn't want an individual in her house with an ankle monitor. I guess it's something she's never come in contact with and feels strange. I don't know. She does understand that he's accused of a crime and that he's going through a criminal process, but this was her sticking point. Not what I anticipated, but that was a sticking point for her. So I wanted to bring that to your attention, and I guess my ask would be, would you be willing to amend that condition?
How are we able to monitor him then?
How would we monitor him?
Yeah. How do we know he's not going out in the middle of the night and just?
Well, we wouldn't. What we could do is, of course, what you said you would do, which is random UAs every time he comes. We could do frequent appearances for him. I mean, there's other, I mean, we're not gonna know where
He
he is
has a
24
hard
hours a
time.
day.
It's a hard time making it, you know?
He does, he
So
does.
We're
But
gonna,
I did discover that there may be some resources available to him that I'm working on in terms of transportation. So I think we can remedy that, and that's through MAC. I think we can remedy that. But that was the first thing, because I mean, he's been in jail the whole time and he hasn't been able to get out, cannot make bond, doesn't have a cosigner. She's not willing to be a cosigner for him. So it's either going to be he sits there, set it for trial, or the state makes an offer that you're willing to accept. That's kind of where we are at this stage. So that was the first thought, is whether you'd be willing to amend that condition. That'll get him out. He'll stay with Ms. Palmer while we work out these cases.
Good. I'm going to discuss with Kelsey in a moment and potential offer. We're going to talk about maybe a potential deferred. We'll discuss it with Kelsey and see if you're amenable to that, Your Honor.
did you offer him a PTI?
No, PTI not offered, Your Honor. We offered previously a time served, but as you mentioned, you would not accept that. So we're going to discuss with Kelsey to see if some sort of probation.
And obviously, if the state were willing to offer a PTI, that's something I believe he would accept. But we talked about the potential for deferred, and I told him the legal implications of that.
My only issue is that if I let him out, as history has told us, when I tried to get him here, it's very difficult. You know, there's this excuse, there's that excuse. The only time I'm able to get him here is because he picked up a new case. Otherwise, you know,
It had been tough to get him here,
historically, I
Judge.
try to get him to go test. He just doesn't go. So it's,
Well, the last time when he was ordered to appear, he came, he walked 9 hours. I mean, he wants to deal with it, but he's like, in his words, the court took away my parents, so I don't have an adult to stay with. And I was like, well, your parents asked for you not to go there. But the way he views it is,
have you talked to them lately?
him?
Oh, the parents.
No. I've never, I spoke to his mom. She a lady who said she was his
But
mother
that's New Orleans.
several weeks ago, but she doesn't live with, no. I've never talked to the grandmother. She hasn't taken my calls. And then the other CW was a minor.
Have you tried to call grandma?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because I was curious about the information that we received, but she won't take my calls or return them. So he's in this situation where he has no way to get out. He's missed school.
Can you mind bringing up Mr. Smith, please? Tristan Smith.
I don't necessarily want him to come to court every week because that would, again, be absences and things like that from school. But if that's something that the court will require, we could work with Mac about transportation, getting him here. So I think he would be willing to do that.
Just, it scares me to put him on too long of a leash, you know, because when we do that, here we are again, you know.
And Judge, we always have the random UAs to ensure that he's not ingesting any illegal substances. I mean, we have things to do to keep tabs on him. It's just a matter of how do we move forward with him not being in jail.
No one's checked anything on these. Hey, who filed these? Nothing is checked on any of them. Nothing's filled out on here. Mr. Brooklyn. Alex.
I think you've got it the same way.
Right, it's. How's jail? The question is, how do we go from here? Where do we go from here? You know, all I want is the best for you, you know? And it seems like when we give you too much of a leash, no good happens. Nothing good happens. I want to let you out, and he has found you a place to go to, but I guess the requirement is she's saying is that she doesn't want you to have an ankle monitor. But if I don't put the ankle monitor, am I supposed to take your word that you're not going out in the middle of the night? Really? How am I supposed to monitor to make sure you're not?
I don't go nowhere. I just go to school, come home, that's it. I don't go nowhere. I don't do nothing. I'm just trying to go to school, that's it. I done already missed finals, been emailing her.
In this latest assault, where were they at?
So the latest assault, Your Honor, they were at It appears to be at a residence. And then that's whenever they got into a group fight with the defendant and another female attacking the complainant.
Okay. I'm going to give you another chance, but I'm going to tell you now, 3 strikes, you're out. If I find that you're using marijuana, because I'm going to test you like crazy. As of today, I'm going to test you again in 3 weeks. If you test positive, it's not going to go well. Do you understand? You pick up a new case and I don't know how else to get through to you, but if this is the only way, then this is the only way. I mean, somehow we have to get your attention. You need to make better decisions. If you come up across where there's going to be a fight, walk the other way. If you are hanging out with people who you know are up to no good, that they're going to go smoke weed, go the other way. If they're asking, hey, come on, let's go to the club, don't go. I don't want you out in the middle of the night. So you still have a curfew. Do you understand? What is reasonable, Mr. Brooks, do you think?
I have practice and stuff, so it would have to be like after like 9 to.
I would say 9 o'clock, Judge.
Okay with that?
17 years old, school activity should be finished by 8, I would think.
Okay, you must be at that house. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have, because since she doesn't want the monitor, okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have pretrial call you at 9:30 at night to ensure that you're at home. You're not going to know when they're going to call, but I'm ordering them to do that. So they're going to call. And if we call and they ask for you and you don't come to the phone, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? Okay, so the bond condition is to stay in school full time, and I want proof. I'm not going to take your word for it. I want proof that you're actually enrolled in school. No drugs, no alcohol, no contact with the complaining witness in this case. Do you know who the person he was with by chance?
Second, Judge.
The person he was with?
In the second case, the young lady, she was not mentioned, or I don't know who she was.
No bars?
She was my ex.
She doesn't live with
No, she stay all the way in Cheneville. I don't even be in Cheneville.
No bars, no clubs, anything of this nature. Life is hard enough as it is. You see how hard it is when you don't have money. Life doesn't get easier the older you get. It only gets more difficult, especially being who you are in today's society. The only way that you're going to get anywhere is with this. Knowledge is power. And with power and with knowledge, you get money. And once you get that education, no one can take it from you, right? Only good things can happen. If you want resources, we have it here. I can give you paperwork so we can get you a cell phone and we can get you a tablet.
I have a phone and all that. Like I have a phone, I have an iPad. It was just hard for me to find housing at first because I didn't have nobody. So
you have someone now. So if they set rules for you, no matter how bad they are, you have to follow it, because if you don't and they kick you out, you're on the street again. So if she tells you to wax the floor, wax the damn floor. Because if you're not nice to these people, if you're not good to them, and if you don't have patience, you're going to end up on the street. Do you understand? Patience is everything. Self-control. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
thank you.
Judge, for the drug testing, did you want me to just do it at the court's discretion so that for the dates?
I want to do random testing.
Okay, because last time we discussed it, we put them on weekly random.
No, I don't want to do that. We'll test in 3 weeks. 3 weeks we test them. And I also want you guys to call the house.
Yes, that's what we do for the curfew without GPS.
Right.
And you want that still 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay, so still keep the randoms.
And no weapon.
Yes.
All right, stay in school. Okay, come on.
Yeah. Page 6, Hoffman. Central Agreement Fellowship, first time.
2501.
Page 7, Curry, Central Raymond Fellowship here, first time.
2501. Good morning, sir. You are, is it Mr. Magoo?
Yes, sir.
That's how I pronounce it?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with the offense of possession of marijuana. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 21 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that, or sorry, 7 days that you've done. Is this how you understand the agreement?
Yes, sir.
You are giving up a lot of rights by entering this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. You can never take it off.
Yes, sir.
It's what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
Understand that from now on, you'll be facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases you pick up. You also need to understand that if you're on probation or parole, this can be used to revoke that, resulting in further confinement. How do you plead to the offense, sir?
Guilty.
I'll find you guilty. I'll sentence you to the agreement. I'll roll your court costs so you won't owe anything. If it's enhanced, it'll be abandoned, and good luck to you, sir. Thanks.
Thank you, Alicia. Do we have an update on Milford?
All right. You are Mr. Frank.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Frank. Sir, you stand charged with the offense of evading arrest or detention. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 74 days in jail with credit for the 75 days that you've done. Understand that this will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You also need to understand, Mr. Frank, that this is an enhanceable offense. What that means is that if you pick up another one of these cases, you may very well be facing a felony charge, years instead of days. Do you understand? You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you can never change this. You still want to do this. How do you plead to the offense, sir? I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement. The enhancement will be abandoned. Okay, good luck to you, sir. Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Murphy. Ma'am, you were charged with assault, bodily injury. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 81 days in jail with credit for the 27 days that you've done. Is this how you understand it? You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine the accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So it's done today, it's done forever. You still want to do this. How do you plead to the offense, ma'am? I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to the agreement. Is this one enhanced? Do you know? Let's see. It's included in here, right?
It should be in the middle of the, they were typed it right there.
It's true that you had a prior assault. Well, no, then you'd have to abandon it. Because that would make it a minimum of 90 days.
Yeah, they abandoned it.
Oh, they did abandon it. Okay, all right. Good luck to you, ma'am. Thanks. I didn't realize they abandoned it.